I just saw that. I fished with the Found Link for 4 minutes.
Well, that was the 5-hour trip. So.
And then little one? Or the big one that I took.
But I just fished that on the Gunnison and for the PMDs, and it was nice. And what I did was with the way that you tied it with the deer hair abdomen or whatever, because those aren't tied like that.
Yeah, this is a biot one.
Yeah, so I did the same thing, deer hair abdomen, but then just did the biot over top of it.
Oh.
So that it stays floaty, and that thing floated like a
yellow biot?
Yeah. Or whatever, PMD, Nature Spirit biot. What you got in your hand there?
This is JAREN'S special sock.
We excited about that thing?
I am. This is actually a cool fly.
It is a cool fly.
This is Jaren A. Hernandez.
Yeah.
Anthony Hernandez.
Is it Anthony? Is that
I think it is. Yeah. We decided, I was trying to make it Paul, but his middle name is not Paul. That's his brother's first name.
Yeah.
And his dad's first name. Anyway, this is JAREN'S first Umpqua signature fly.
Welcome to the podcast, by the way. Here we are. Charlie's Fly Box Podcast.
We were just chatting
I'm
amongst
Max.
ourselves.
This is Charlie. But if we're going to talk about it, it's JAREN'S special sock.
JAREN'S
it's
special
here.
sock. The cool thing about this fly is it is tied on a shank that acts as a weed guard for the hook, which really has very little to do with the rest of the fly. The hook.
Yes.
The hook.
There's
is
nothing
just,
tied on the hook except for the eyes.
The eyes, yeah. I think this front wing is tied down to the hook. That's a pretty crafty way to do that. Little like pig in a jig kind of thing.
Are you going to make a video on that? Got to make a video on that.
I guess I'm going to kind of have to. I'm going to have Jaren show me. I think I just figured out what he did. Yeah, I think I got it.
Yeah, there you go.
There, yeah.
You got to do the traditional thing of
put it
making
on my
him
list.
sit down and tie it for you.
I will. There's
you
always
can
some
scroll
little,
your phone.
some little crafty trick. Look up during the interesting parts.
Yep.
Worked for you, didn't it?
It did. And then you just botched my fly in that video.
It's perfect. You've been tying it wrong the whole
Don't
time.
even get me started.
You've been
about
tying
that
it wrong the
fucking
whole time,
video.
haven't you?
You're insane. That comes in 4 colors.
Purple,
No, there's literally
it's
not a
black and
purple
blue.
one. Yes.
black and blue. I just looked at the pictures. Black and blue, tan,
The picture's beautiful.
olive,
Rust.
rust.
Yep.
No purple.
What size hook is that?
I
It's got to be like a 1-aught,
think that's
right?
a 1-aught. Yeah.
If you guys like bass fishing, if you like walleye fishing, if you like warm water fishing with a pig in a jig style crayfish thing, that is weedless. That is like nothing else you've ever seen before.
Yeah, that is the thing about this fly is it's unlike anything else you've ever seen.
And it's really purpose driven, super functional. It fucking looks great.
Yeah.
It's just
cool fly.
sexy. It's a very sexy fly. Go buy some.
Max will put a picture up right here.
CharliesFlybox.com.
Right there.
Jaren
Speak
Hernandez.
of the devil. Here comes
Look at that.
JAH right now.
Do you want to come stand in front of the camera?
And tell us about your fly.
Come tell us about your fly, Jaren.
Fat chance.
This was such a good timing thing. No, you don't.
I've got to grab it right now.
He's just right there. Jaren Hernandez
Jaren's
doesn't want
just-
to be on the podcast.
We're selling your flies. You sell a river quiver.
Good job, Jaren.
Lift it through legs.
He's young. He doesn't have to
He
do that
can
yet.
lift however he wants.
Yep. Just fucking arch that back,
Got
baby.
it. I got it.
Arch that back.
That is as close as Jaren gets to the camera.
That was
He just
very
near
much
it.
as close.
Then no one heard any of that because he still doesn't talk out loud.
Yep. What else we got? We got another fly of the week.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is not new shit in the shop. That was new shit in the shop.
Yes.
Because these just came and we're the only ones that have them because
Yes.
we got them early.
Yep. We're good at that.
This is Kelly Gallup's. We talked about this, didn't we?
Did we?
In something else. Maybe not in a podcast.
No, I think it was one of the flies for
Yeah. For
things.
June.
I don't know. I've been fishing that fly a lot. We fished it on. Are we going to say
This
the
is
name
the
of that place?
found link
Yeah.
of that place? No, you shouldn't.
Okay. We fished it at that place in a gray drake version, which is not commercially available. And the way
Kelly, it should be available
Yeah,
in a
you should
gray
do
drake
that.
version.
It was
I'll send you the samples. I've
pretty
already got 'em.
murderous. Yeah. And the way that Kelly ties his is he does the CDL tail and then he does a little.
So there's two versions of it. So there's a buyout
Okay.
version and the original version is the deer hair body.
Didn't know that.
So there's two versions of it.
Okay, so the gray drake version we did with the deer hair body, and then I tied some biot bodies, but I did
The
the
buyout
deer hair
over the deer hair. Yeah.
underneath, so you still kind of get the flotational properties of the deer hair. I thought that was actually I mean, for a boat PMD, like I thought that was
Yeah, a
fantastic.
little chunkier, fatter.
Could be a caddis, could be a PMD.
That was actually the cool thing about this fly is like if you're oftentimes you're throwing a fly and you're like I'm fishing a PMD and then you see caddis, you're like, fuck, I should switch to a caddis. If you got a fly like this on, you can kind of,
it's everything.
It could be a spinner, it could be a caddis, it could be a upright wing mayfly, it could be a crippled up mayfly.
Yep. One thing I did notice about that fly, and maybe this is maybe just anecdotal and not totally true, but like fishing it kind of fast, like in and out of fish's mouths, putting it in the dry shake, putting it in the liquid, you know what I mean? Like over the course of time, the spinner wings are much less like spinner wings and much more like a polypropylene underwing, I feel like, when they're actually getting fish.
Actually, what I just did there is I had pulled some of these up for that flav.
Yeah.
And like it's a malleable fly, so you can kind of like prop that whole thing up.
Yeah.
And get almost a sparkle.
I feel like that's more how I've been fishing it. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of just a
generic profile.
Bug.
Yep.
Generic bug, size 16. Go feed it to something.
Yeah, I do like that fly.
It's cool.
Mm-hmm. I fished it for 4 minutes on that place, but that was not the bug that they were eating because they were eating a Timmy. I only had like size 16s.
Gotcha.
So I took it off and put on a much bigger Timmy, and they ate that. But,
we caught him on the Timmy down there too.
But I did send Kelly a picture of it tied to my tippet on my rod, and he said, "Let me know how it goes." And then I said, "I fished it for a few minutes," and then he said, "How did my fly work?" And I said, "Mine worked really well." And then he didn't reply. Something like that, something along those lines. But I still believe in it. So there's that. What else is happening?
You've been fishing?
I did. I went fishing to that place.
How was it? Detail your experience. Because I think then I'll detail my experiences in my places, and I think it'll segue well into the conversation that we're going to have.
The first day we got to the place, we had overcast skies, pretty socked in overcast, and at point.
Can I just say something real quick?
Please do.
Some people are going to know the place that we're talking about. If you comment the place,
it's just a small place, so don't pound it.
Well, the thing is like if you comment the play, these guys are definitely talking about blank.
Right.
You're getting blocked. There's a reason that we're not talking about it. Just respect our decision to not talk about.
Yeah, it's just not
one or
that
two
kind
places.
Of place that
you know what I mean?
Can take that.
Yep.
Anyway, we got to that place and it was overcast the first day, heavily overcast, and we had at a point during the day a just torrential downpour, and we had fantastic green drake fishing. As good a green drake fishing as I've ever had for a couple hours.
Yeah.
The rest of the trip, the water is the river's done. It's too warm. It's too low. But the rain made all the difference. But that's sort of what's happening here in Colorado right now on freestone stuff. Is we fished the third day. We fished up high on a little creek and reservoir, and even the little creeks at 10,000 feet are pretty warm.
How many CFS was that creek flowing at?
6.
Is that good?
6. I don't know what it's not a very big creek, but I imagine it could handle 18 or 20 pretty easily.
And you would think in the middle of June.
Yeah, you would think it'd be much bigger. Yes.
Yeah.
They were fishing it. It was cool enough to fish, but it's not going to be for another week.
Yeah.
It's everything is. This year the weird thing that we've got is, these flows that we've had that have been decent flows up till now have been what normally would be runoff. So this bigger water is runoff, and now runoff is done, and the post-runoff bite is now not enough water to stay cold.
Yeah.
The scale, everything seems to be running about 20% of what it should be. 10%.
Yeah.
10% even.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 to 20% of what it should
drainage,
be.
Yeah.
So everything freestone-wise is pretty damn low.
Yeah, I mean the only one
and the low water is not the killer. The warm water is the you can get around in more. That little creek was low water, but it was cold enough, and the fish were eating. Yeah. They still eat in that low water. It's just got to be cold. But when it warms up is when it's
a problem.
Yeah,
yeah. It seems like the only when I was looking around recently, as in yesterday at the gauges, the only thing within Denver striking range that seemed doable freestone-wise still was the Eagle, because it's still got like 400 CFS in it. I know people are still floating it and stuff like that, but I mean, that'll last.
That's not going to go another week.
No,
yeah, 10
I was going to say
days.
2 weeks tops. I floated after I went to the place this week. I did the Arc in the evening on Monday, and I did the Gunnison on Tuesday. The Arc in the evening was as borderline gets with the water temperature stuff, which is just sad. We caught them really good on caddis dries, skating them really aggressively. Messmaker.
Sure.
Had my first like really good messmaker day this year, which is it was funny. Like I forget how like boat influenced that fly is, and then I get on a boat and I do that with like the skating or like whatever, you know what I mean? I'm like, this is what this is made
what it was made for.
Yeah. And Blake too, he was like, dude, I totally understand this. Like
now I get it.
What it's for. So it was cool to like have that day. We fished the Gunnison on Tuesday. I also had an epic green drake catch there. Fished that boat drake that we have the video of. Blake fished a Miss Tickle cripple in a green drake. That was sort of the one for the other fly. And the water was cold there still, notably. And it was weird. Like I remember getting like, you know, you're just kind of at the boat ramp and like messing around on the boat and like you're in like shin deep water, knee deep water, or whatever. And I remember getting in the water there and being like, ooh, it's actually refreshing here.
That's
and
nice
I was
on
like,
a hot day.
Fuck, I haven't felt this I've been to fucking 4 rivers in the past 2 weeks. And this is the first one where I'm like, this is refreshing. So I feel like that was the end of my float season.
Could be June 18th.
June 16th. Yeah, 16th? was the last one that I did.
I think that's about what mine was too, I think.
Which is, I mean, I guess that kind of just like segues us into our topic, which is low water summer.
How to deal with this low water summer.
Here in Colorado.
No water summer.
The no water summer. So I don't know. I'll kind of pass it off to you. I guess my first question would be, have you seen a summer like this before?
Not this bad. Not in my, I don't remember as well as I used to, but I can't remember anything this low.
Anything comparable?
Yeah, I mean, there has been low water years. It's not the end of the world. It's there's always fishing to be done. There's been low water years. Which we're going to get into. But I don't know. I do remember a couple years guiding where, even the Platte was low. Platte was down to like 30 CFS.
Yeah.
That was a long time. I don't remember when that was, but the 90s.
Yeah.
In the 90s, yeah. We have, it's all cyclical. We have, upwater years and downwater years. This is a really downwater year.
Yeah, it's really bad.
I told you we fished that little creek. There's, we're at 10.5. There's no snow. There's no snow.
No, that's one of the
snow is gone.
That's one of the drastic things for me driving around, because I remember I sent a video or a picture in like January or February to the group chat of the mountains in South Park.
Right.
And I was like, fuck, there's like literally nothing here.
Yep.
And then we got a little bit of snow in February, March, and we were kind of like, maybe this is going to help.
I can see Pikes Peak from my house. And, when we get those little spring storms that we got where you get, 1 inch of snow, from 10 miles away, it looks like there's snow on Pikes Peak. And there is. But it's 1 inch deep. It melts off by that afternoon.
Yes.
It looks the same as it does when it has 10 feet of snow on it, but it ain't there.
Yeah.
It is astonishing how dry it is.
I mean, looking around walking outside and looking down the Front Range, it's dismal.
Oh yeah, there's not.
Driving into the collegiates this past week was shocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, there's literally nothing.
Yeah, no, there's none. There's none.
So
there's not some secret stash of it somewhere.
No,
I do think talking to people in the shop, I don't think people understand that. Like even the high country stuff is not going to hold up through July and August.
The creeks at least.
The creeks at least. The lakes, it depends a little bit on how cold it stays. It was 80 degrees the other night at 8:00.
Yep.
Those creeks warm up also, and there's those creeks. They might come out between the lakes, but like there's not that much coming out. There's not that much going in.
Yep.
It's something to be paid attention to, no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess
it's going to alter your plans.
It's going to alter your plans for sure. And I guess in that vein, how do you navigate a year like this? Like when I think about my year, I mean, right now I should just be starting to think about getting on the Arc and the Colorado
No,
and the
yeah,
Eagle and all that
season's
stuff.
usually just starting to get great right now.
And really it's ending now
Yeah.
for all of those places. Upper Arc will probably be fine for a little while longer.
Yeah.
The Eagle will be, like we said, maybe a week to 10 days, which means when this comes out, it'll kind of be
3 days. Yeah, 3 days away.
We'll see how prophetic we are
Yeah.
in talking about this, but I would imagine it's pretty borderline by that point. Upper Colorado is going to be toasty.
Awfully warm.
The Gunnison was great because they got the Taylor flowing, I think 250,
the tailwaters
300
coming
into
in
it.
to cool it off.
And I mean, that's going to be
the
key.
Freestone River, the temperature at what, 68?
68 is like the hard cutoff. If you want to be a
64.
real ethical angler, 64, 65
Yeah,
is
I've always said 64, 65. 68 is
killing trout territory.
It's killing trout, and that's what's going to be happening. It's not maybe necessarily so much just yet, but within the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of stuff that's that warm. Not even the hoot owl stuff is going to help you there. Hopefully this kind of rain pattern keeps going, and it's not that the rain is ever going to make up for the loss of or the absence of 25 feet of snow in the mountains.
Yep.
All the rain in the world isn't going to fill those reservoirs. That's not how that works. But what it does is it does keep things cooler.
Yep.
Both by putting rainwater in the system and being overcast, keeping the sun from shining on everything and cooking, just roasting everything. The water will cool down relatively quickly if you get the sun off of it. But when the sun's just baking on low, clear water.
On these 14-hour days too, it's brutal.
Yeah.
Obviously the tailwaters, that's going to be the game.
Yep.
If you want to fish a major river.
Yeah, high country lakes, tailwaters.
Dirty carp,
warm water stuff.
Yep.
Which they don't seem to care. Carp or bass really. I mean, it can get too warm.
The carp seem to get a little grumpy when it gets a certain level of warm. But I find with the carp, no matter how warm it gets, if you're out there in the morning or the evening, there's always fish to catch.
Those fish are more
happy.
adept for it. That's why those fish have been around for a zillion years.
Like the cockroach of the fish kingdom.
Well, they can withstand warmer temperatures for sure.
As far as tailwater fishing goes, maybe give me a little summertime breakdown. Because I mean, I'll go fish the tailwaters. Like I'll go walk Cheeseman like maybe one time a summer.
Sure.
Or I'll go fish Deckers like one time a summer.
We were just talking about this, and that's a great point. The thing is you've all, and I know this from my guiding days because you guide. That's a season you're guiding all summer. But like we always think of these days because of Freestone, we fish the Freestone so much now. You think of the tailwater as kind of shoulder season stuff, the early stuff and the later stuff, and you don't think about it so much during the summer. But I mean, the truth be told, like June, July, and August on the Platte is fantastic. That's the best fishing of the year.
Yeah.
There's all the bugs that we talked about, caddis, PMDs, stonefly, all those bugs hatch.
Yep.
That water stays cold. The only thing that warms that water up, it can be low flows or big enough flows, which I haven't looked at the reservoir fill rates above, but they're trying to store that water, trying to keep it, just to store. They drain Antero and kind of move it down. But if they get those reservoirs full and that water starts coming off the top, that water is warm, and that is a problem because then you can still have big flows. Very often you do have big flows, but it's 600 CFS of warm water. So the warm is what you're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Low and clear and cold is still way better than regular flow and warm.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine there's enough water to fill those reservoirs to get it running over the top.
We'll have to look after this.
Yeah, we will. I should have looked beforehand.
That would surprise me. But I mean, they are moving Antero to Cheeseman.
Well, and that's the thing is that it's just where they've got to put that water. And typically, if it starts coming over the top of the reservoir, they'll kind of even it out a little bit, so they've got as little coming off the top. They want to try to keep it full.
Yeah.
So they're just keeping it right at the edge, so that they store that water. They're not going to pour more out of the bottom. But the difference is the water that comes out of the bottom of the reservoir is cold. The water that comes off the top is hot. Some mix between that depends on how much is coming off the top and how warm that surface water is. But generally speaking, that is, if I was going to tell someone come fish the Platte for the best day of the year, I'd tell them in June or July.
What bugs PMDs?
Lots of PMDs. Really good caddis.
Yeah.
Really good caddis.
That's what I'm kind of excited for. I was just saying
Yeah,
that.
we're probably not far off from trichos, honestly.
Yeah, I've seen them in two places now.
They happen in mid June. Down at 11 Mile. Start around then. It wouldn't surprise me. It is mid June, but I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to start seeing them pretty thick. What else have I fished down there? All the usual nymphing stuff. Sight, and that's what I used to do all the time. Guiding is just go find a run and sight fish it.
Yep.
The nymph fishing is always good if that water's cold. But they fish very well during the summer. We just stay away from them because
there's other stuff to fish.
Yeah, you fished them all spring. And that's what we've always said is in the in the winter and in the early spring, places like Deckers get crowded because that's the only place to go.
Yep.
Once everything else opens up, everybody spreads out. We're kind of getting an all winter season. As far as available water is what we're going to end up with this year.
Yep. Any other interesting tailwaters people should check out if they maybe haven't already?
Oh gosh, there's lots of tailwaters. I mean,
Taylor and the Pan are there.
Yeah, if you want to stretch out a little bit, the Taylor, the Frying Pan, the Big Thompson.
Yeah, Big T. Big T in the Canyon will probably be good if they keep water through there.
It just depends on I haven't looked at the flow on that one either. What else? There's the tailwater below Pueblo, the Arc below Pueblo.
You'd imagine that gets hot.
That's probably going to get warm.
Yeah,
as hot as it's been. What else is there?
Lower Blue, Shadow Mountain.
Well, lower and the Blue itself. Right?
Yeah.
Jaren looked this morning. It's running at 51. They've got that shut down to next to nothing, but that'll be cold. That'll be cold. Dillon's 1 million feet deep, so.
Yeah, is that thing is? Have you seen the videos from that place?
It's the thing. I've lived here my whole life. Dillon is a giant reservoir.
You ever
it
seen
can
it
be
that
half
low?
full and still be an awful lot of water.
But have you ever seen it that low?
I don't know that I have.
Yeah.
No, it's.
I mean, there might still be a lot of water in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not
relatively
not low,
speaking to what
yes,
it is.
Everything relative to a normal year, yes, is
fucking
crazy low.
Crazy. I wonder what the lower blues because the Colorado flows are always so weird because they're kind of. It's not Colorado water demand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like every once in a while you look at the lower blue and you're like, holy shit, it's flowing 600 right now.
Yeah.
Why are they doing that?
Yeah, somebody downstream needed some water.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there'll be interesting opportunities there.
Williams Fork,
not
running very big. It wasn't last week.
No, but Sam fished it at relatively low flows and killed them on hoppers. So that should be good.
Yep.
High Country Lakes.
Yep.
Go explore.
Yep.
Go backpack somewhere.
Yeah, and like I said, the creek stuff might be okay. Depending on where you're at. Just depends on where you're at.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's where I guess like angler responsibility comes in. Buy one of those fish pond digital thermometers and have it.
That guy at that place that I were just talking about, you don't even need a thermometer. Like you can put your hand in the water and tell if it's cold or not.
Sure.
And don't bullshit yourself. Like you put your hand in the water and it's not cold, it's not cold enough. The thermometer definitely helps. And if if you're not
also me and you can put our hands in the water and know.
If you haven't done it enough, the thermometer will help.
Yeah.
But I take one step in the water and I go,
you can know.
That's not what I expected. Like a trout stream should be cold, should make your feet hurt standing in it, with wet wading.
Yes.
Pretty quickly that your feet get numb, that it's cold. There's a definite difference between regular trout stream temperature and too warm. When you wade in, you're like, oh, it's not that bad. It's bad.
But the thing is with the thermometer, you can't kid yourself.
But
then it's just
you can't be like, it felt all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point.
It's 72.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 84 degrees.
Cannot fish that.
It seems. Yeah.
Can I talk about dirty carp for a second?
Please do.
Jeez.
Do you ever water temp for them?
I don't. Because they just like it hot. They like it as hot as possible.
Stinky, covered in cottonwood.
Yes.
The cottonwood hatch is in full force right now.
Dude, it's epic. They're just fucking slurping. You want some dry fly action? Dry fly redfish?
What's your favorite cottonwood pattern?
I've only caught a handful of fish on the cottonwood, so I wouldn't say I have a favorite one.
Was it Sweetwater hopper that you peeled everything off?
Thunder thighs that I shaved off. Yeah, I don't think I told that story on this podcast. I was at a private lake. There's a bunch of grass. A private lake that I was pitched as a little bass pond type situation. So I show up with like a 7 weight with an intermediate line and like changers, you know what I mean? Like ready for it. And like blowing up a paddleboard, just watching 40 grass carp just like slurp off the surface. And I'm like, fuck, I don't have anything for these things. So I had a random trout hopper box and there was a Thunder Thighs hopper in there. And I just like took my pocket knife to it, shaved off all the foam, cut the wing down and just like made it look all nasty.
Cottonwoody.
And it worked. I caught 2 of them. It was sick. But yeah, I mean, the trout stuff's great. It's going to be limited this year with the, tailwaters, alpine lakes. There's still a million things to do. You could keep a full summer of trout fishing,
Of course,
100%.
And we will. Yeah, we'll figure out a way.
I will.
Yeah,
I
there's
will. I'm not gonna
always
stop fishing
something.
for trout.
Always someplace to go fish.
But if you want an interesting challenge,
Yes.
the carp are an interesting challenge. And I was just talking to a guy in here today who kind of just unlocked it after 8 or 10 times of trying. Now he's like caught a couple, you know what I mean? And I would say to a person, everybody who spends the time to unlock them, I don't know if I've ever seen people get as excited about catching a fish as they do the first couple carp that they actually get to commit and eat something.
The thing about carp fishing, because
people work so hard for it.
That people that haven't done it don't understand is that it is an entirely visual game.
Yep.
You see what you do right, you see what you do wrong. It's very compelling because it's so visual. It's not like I went out to the lake and I blind cast for 45 minutes and I didn't catch anything.
Yep.
Which is what wiper fishing is sometimes.
Or I caught
bass
this dirty
fishing.
fucking minnow. You know what I mean? But it's more hunting than any other fishing that I do. It's more demanding than any other fishing that I do. I was just saying to somebody in here the other day, I've been trout fishing a lot recently, so it's not that I've still carp fished every week since it's been doable. But there's a big difference between going like 3 to 5 times a week and going like once or twice a week. And like I catch them a lot, and I have been kind of off my game. Like you take 3 weeks away from it, of just kind of like once or twice a week, and all of a sudden like your catch ratio kind of goes down.
Yeah, we're not in the same place, not doing the exact same thing.
Well, and you're just like your casting isn't the same, your drag and dropping isn't the same. So I don't know. I think it's super worthwhile. If you live in Colorado and you have a body of warm water near you,
which you do,
I can almost guarantee
if you live
that
in the metro
there.
area, there's a body of warm water with carp in it somewhere
Very
within
close.
a mile of your house. Yeah.
Very close. The possibilities are endless. Like I feel like I spent so much time in the first like 1 to 3 years of living in Colorado, like looking at maps of the mountains. You know what I mean? Being like, look at all these little blue lines and bodies of water and da 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 da. You do the same thing on the Front Range with the lakes, and it's like endless.
Oh no, there's a billion of them.
Endless.
Yeah, there's all those little neighborhood lakes. Yeah.
Yep. And a lot of times I would say, not to give away I'm not giving anything away, but like if you look east of the Denver metro, not a lot of people driving east to go fish. There's a lot of people that live out there who are dunking bait and like doing whatever, you know what I mean? But if you are a site-oriented fly angler, going and looking for carp, 20 minutes outside of the Denver metro area,
not a fish
it's just
that those guys are fishing for either.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just super worthwhile. It's super engaging. It's probably the hardest fishing you'll ever do in your life.
Yeah.
Unless you do, I guess like I haven't done the permit thing, but it seems like it's like carp fishing, but with more variables from farther away.
From farther away, and they're just dicks.
Yeah. Well, carp are kind of dicks too.
Yeah.
They're all dicks.
Except if you do it 1,000% of the time, 1,000% perfect, still they only sometimes eat it.
Yeah. Carp kind of like that too.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it though. Cause like with the trout, I was just saying to somebody, the same guy, I was like, I could spend 3 weeks away from trout fishing and like go back day one and just kind of smoke them.
Sure.
It's pretty hard with the carp. Like you really got to be like dialed in on their vibe. Yeah. You can always go catch 1 or 2, but to like smoke them.
Sure.
So I don't know.
Unless you're Russ Miller.
Don't even get me started about that shit.
Russ carp fishes twice a year in a tournament.
That everybody takes very seriously.
And wins.
And he wins.
What a dick.
He is a dick.
Yeah.
You see the video that he posted of the Henry's Fork?
I did, yes. I actually thought I saw that while I was on my little vacation. And I was like, that would be another nice spot to go to also.
That looked epic.
Yeah.
When you can see him in the iPhone video, you know it's real thick.
Yeah.
Real thick.
Well, and that's the funny thing about that with he posted a video of the ranch section of the Henry's Fork. It was the opener, was the 15th. And the thing is like you walk up and you see all those fish rising, and you take 2 steps in the water and those fish all move 2 steps further away. The fish that are close to you, you're like, yeah, I'm going to make one. You take the fly off your hook keeper and he moves 10 feet further away. Those fish are super frustrating also, which is why you go do it.
Looked like he got him.
No, yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah,
Russ.
Russ. It's Russ. But that is some super compelling, interesting fishing that is way harder than it looks. Like you walk up and you think, I'm going to murder them. There's 1,000 rising fish. There's bugs everywhere. Like all I got to do is put it in. It's not like that. Yeah, not anywhere near as easy as you think it is going to be.
I'd like to go do some of that stuff.
But it's super cool. Yeah, it makes every one of them count. Yeah.
No, I'd like to do some of that stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. I feel like bass fishing is like not really even worth talking about on the fly rod. It's like fine. I've caught some
bass fishing can be fun. It just there was a time, when my kids were little, where I wasn't able to get very far away on my days off, where I fished around this metro area for bass stuff, and that's what happens is you kind of start fishing for the bass and you find some carp and you fish for them and you kind of mix it up and you kind of go back and forth. That's the beautiful thing about the warm
water. I caught like a 4-pound bass last week.
Bass fishing can be pretty good if you go do it all the time, and I would actually maybe even say like don't pick 10 different spots to go learn the warm water stuff. Find a lake and go fish that all the times that you're going to go fish.
Yeah. It's similar to trout fishing.
Kind of pattern it and figure it out, and then you can kind of branch out beyond that. But there's too much of a learning curve to go from this spot to that spot to that spot.
Yep.
When you're just trying to figure it out.
I would say especially with the carp bass too, but especially with the carp, like
I would say for sure with the bass, because the bass kind of do the same thing. Like there are times where they eat really well, and there are times where they're just hanging out.
Yeah, they're finicky.
Yeah,
they're really finicky.
I have another perspective. A little thing that happened to me this week is the guy at the place. We were, the river's obviously very low, so he texted me the night before and he says, "Hey, we're taking a little boat, not a lot of stuff. Just bring your no boat bag. My boat bag is 50-pound.
It is
a large size boat bag,
ridiculous,
with 10 billion flies in it. He said 2 fly boxes." Which
that's insane.
Was an interesting exercise, and I can't tell you how much anxiety it gave me. This is just a separate subject altogether, but I had thought about this a lot. So I sat down the first night trying to put together a box of one box of what I thought I needed.
Yeah.
And I have so much of everything.
Yeah.
That it was literally impossible for me to sit down and build a box of what I thought I would need the next day. So that kind of put me back in like the guy that walks in the shop that says, "I'm going to the Blue tomorrow. What flies do I need?" And you put them in a puck, and that's what he goes fishing with. People do it all the time. That was so freaking. I compromised at a smaller boat bag with 5 boxes in it.
Yeah.
And I did fish almost entirely out of that green drake box.
Yeah.
As it turned out, but I didn't know
you just
that
don't know
ahead of time.
going in. You never know.
I mean, day one not having
especially this time of year.
Well,
so hard.
And that spot with so many different bugs, it could have been any variety of bugs that they would be on. It happened, in hindsight, at the end of the day, I totally could have just taken that green drake box and been fine. But
you just don't know.
I didn't know that. You don't know that going in.
You never know.
That was an interesting exercise to try to build or just scale down the operation. And honestly, I'll tell you, it was not as much fun.
Really?
No, I didn't like it at all. It bugged me all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, all day I was like, I'd like to, I don't have any of those.
Yeah.
He put a dropper on Lisa's rig and I was like, John, I don't have any droppers. I didn't bring any nymphs. So I didn't want to weigh the boat down. So
funny. Yeah, I couldn't, my boxes are not nearly as put together as yours, but it's so personal. Like I know the 8 boxes that I have or whatever the number is, you know what I mean? And I know what's in every single one of them. And the idea of not having one in a boat box.
No, absolutely.
When I really only work out of 1 or 2 of them most of the time.
Sure. But it could be a different one any one of those days. If you fish 6 days, it could be I just fished out of this box today and this box just the next day and this other box on Thursday.
Yep.
That's the catch. It's like think about trying to and this is like a white people problem. Like lots of people have 1 fly box with all their flies in it.
Yeah, but we're not most people.
That was a terrible. I can't tell you how much anxiety he gave me all day, and like he laughed about it, thought it was just the fucking funniest thing. Told everybody about it. Like, no, it's not. It's not fun.
I didn't have fun.
It's not fun. I don't like casting down the middle of the river. I like to fish the target stuff. I like targets on the bank. I don't like fishing down, but there's no target. It's just making a drift. Not having not being able to switch to 10 million different flies and have them eat a bunch of different ones. Half of fishing is just trying new flies that I have.
Yeah.
The same. It wasn't near as cool as it usually is, just because conditions were weird.
Yep.
But yeah, trying to contract everything into one little box. I hope to never do
You
that
went
again.
fishing like a normie.
I did.
You fished the middle of the river with a limited supply of flies, and you kind of didn't catch them.
That's true, but I don't know that having other flies.
No, I'm just saying you had a normal experience.
The second day, I brought a much bigger selection of flies, and I still didn't need them. I still ended up fishing the same flies, but that was the second day. I knew what I needed.
Yeah.
The funny part, when we fished the little creek, I just took one of those little snappy boxes.
Yeah.
And I put 100 flies in it. I had that and a spool of 5X tippet and a pair of nippers. Yeah. And
I went fishing with a puck.
A puck of flies. And I shit you not, I put 100. And I was like, as soon as I did it, I was like, a lot of flies. Yeah. I lost one fly. It just was.
How many did you actually fish?
3.
Tight.
Yeah. One of them
Awesome.
I lost. I fished a lime humpy, size 14 lime humpy. I fished a government cheese, and I fished a snowball beetle. And the snowball beetle is on my reel case right now.
I've been trying to fish the snowball beetle a little bit more. I've caught, I think, 2 fish on it.
Float fishing?
Yeah. Arc. I think I caught 1. I think I caught 2 on the arc.
I fished it on the arc.
Hard to see that thing. It was hard. I floated in the evening.
Oh, well,
And
it's a black fly. Yeah.
That little white ball or whatever. I could see the caddis better than I could see that thing.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be. That could be.
It was
I could see
low,
it.
It was low bite.
Yeah,
seems like a walk.
Government cheese showed up real good. Humpy. I haven't fished. We talked about that. I haven't fished Small Creek for a long time. I mean, that's exactly how, when I first started fly fishing when I was a kid, it's exactly how I did it.
Yeah.
And it was actually super cool to go back and do.
I'm happy that you did that for yourself.
I am too. Like I was telling Lisa, I was like, this is
It's
like
fucking
fishing when I was a kid.
It's just like, dude, I try to go bluegill fishing a couple times every summer. It's the same shit. Like, you got to reconnect to that core.
We fished
why you do it.
that little lake, and just fishing buggers. I was fishing a little leech. Lisa was fishing a bugger, and Lisa has not done any lake fishing, but like I'd look back at her, every now and again, and she was just dead concentrating, just long. So, you'd get a bite, but they didn't quite get it. So you can't. Trying to teach her not to lift the rod and keep the rod tip down. And like there's so much going on, but she was so just like a little kid bluegill fishing.
It's awesome.
That's where you learn that stuff. Is it's fishing in a lake like that is streamer fishing in slow motion.
Sure,
it's making the cast, getting the line under your finger.
Get a lot of time to do everything.
To do all those steps, and then you can kind of speed it up for streamer fishing. So it was great practice for that. But everything about it just reminded me of like being a little kid fishing. One of the other things that I sort of had forgotten about on that small stream stuff is how many casts I made that were 50% over dry ground.
Yeah.
And 50% in the water.
Yeah.
I finally figured out like the water was low, so they were spooky. So I was just making longer casts. But you can't, the river's not straight enough to make a 50-foot in the water cast.
Yeah.
So like
I lay down 30 feet of line on the fucking bank.
Off the bank.
Yeah.
Off the edge of the water and 20 feet into the water to the far bank. And that paid off handsomely. The thing is you have to kind of throw a big long slack cast because you get dragged because the line is on dirt.
Yeah. I love that, dude. I think like the techie meadow stream fishing stuff is so
super cool.
Fun. Because they generally like if you don't spook
them, they will eat your fly. Yep.
Yeah. So but it's just a game of like, can I not spook them?
Yeah, you come around the corner and you're like, oh, that's a nice undercut, but I'm in a terrible spot.
Yep.
But this is the only spot I can go from. Yeah, I guess I'm going to make a 60-foot cast across this sandbar.
Yes, for 10 feet of water.
Yeah, 5 feet of water.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were eating the fly there were undercuts, and they would eat the fly 1 inch from the undercut, but not 6 inches from the undercut.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, it was
fun.
It was fun. It was fun. I'd go do it again tomorrow, but the water's probably too warm.
Yikes.
Yeah.
We'll have to find another creek. You got anything else?
I don't know. What else you got?
I don't really got that much else. Should I go check and see how long we've been going?
You should check and see. What else did we have people ask about that we didn't cover? We covered a little bit of old flies. We had a subject on the previous. We actually stayed pretty much on subject on this one. We had a subject on like maybe 2 or 3 back that we never even got to. 44 minutes.
Worst back knee right now. I think it's from running. I've been wearing that running vest, and I have like this cluster of fucking acne and right here.
From your running vest.
I think so. It's disgusting.
Maybe you should wear like a running waist pack.
Maybe.
Who's chasing you?
My past.
That was good. That was the correct answer, too.
It is the correct answer. Fuck.
How's that go for you?
Been running pretty far.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if we've got anything else exciting. Yeah, pay attention to the water temp.
Just pay attention to the water temp.
If you are out and the water is too warm, generally speaking, the fishing is going to suck. But if you do catch any fish, you're probably going to kill them.
Yep.
They just can't put up with that.
Lose.
It is, and it's sort of a self-fulfilling thing. Is that like if the water's very warm and you go fish, you're not going to catch fish. They're just not going to eat. They don't. I mean, I remember guiding back in the day in August when the water's coming over the top of the dam at Cheeseman, and you find fish packed in riffles, and you walk up and you're like, oh man, they're in the riffles. We're going to get them. Those fish are trying to breathe.
Yeah,
they're trying to get a little cool air and oxygen.
Yeah.
So just be aware of that. Sometimes it's I own a freaking fly shop. I don't want it to be like this either. But sometimes you just got to discretion is the better part of valor.
Look, and just because you can't go fish your big freestones or some of the creeks, it doesn't mean that there's not all kinds of stuff to do. If you guys need help finding something to do, we're happy to give you alpine spots. All the tailwaters are open. We're happy to give you bait on those. There are tailwatery creeks too. There's South Boulder Creek and Big Thompson in the Front Range. There's a plethora of things to do. I love to trout fish.
Those east-west creeks too, like Clear Creek.
Yeah.
Will hold up pretty well because it runs east-west and it's shaded most of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
So that
high gradient.
High gradient, oxygenated east-west that don't get as much sun. North-south creeks are different.
Yep.
But yeah, that's a good point too.
Yep. So, and the thing is look, it'll be a learning experience for all of us.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We'll all figure it out. I know, like I said, I'm probably going to keep trout fishing every single week.
Somewhere.
I mean, my thing for me personally, the way that I think about this stuff is I'm just not going to go anywhere without a B and C plan.
Yeah.
If I feel like I'm going to go to a place, this kind of brings me back to when I first moved out here and I didn't know what I was doing and I was going to places for the first time. You never go out on a full day with one plan if you're doing something that's relatively unknown. Right now, the unknown is the water temperature, the flows, all that kind of stuff. So have 2 or 3 plans in the area that you're going.
In the area.
You know what I mean? If you want to go try to fish, like say the Dream or something like that, and you think it might be temping out, look around in the mountains to the west, find some of the little creek accesses up there, you know what I mean? Have that as a backup plan. Doesn't mean you have to go see it, but in case you run into that problem, you know what I mean?
Then you got an option. That's sometimes how you find some really cool shit too.
I have found really cool shit doing that. Being like, I guess I'll check out this creek because it's what's on my Onyx pinned and it's near here. And you go there and nobody goes there. And it's actually pretty cool.
And that's actually something that is going to happen a lot this year. Is you're going to end up fishing a lot of places that you didn't even know about.
Yeah.
That you've never been to before. Maybe nobody's been not nobody, but nobody talks about.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about.
Yep.
Some of those secret little spots. So go explore a little bit.
Yep. And obviously the Alpine Lake stuff there is
there's a lot of
endless.
That.
Endless. And if you're like me and you like to hang it out there a little bit and have an adventure, you can make it as dangerous as you want.
You could jog in
or as
your running vest.
I am already making plans for that.
Douglas has got I just ordered him today, 9-foot 5-weight Sky G 6-piece. Look at that. That fit right in your. Do you wear those little tight, short running shorts?
No, not crazy.
You wear long ones?
I wear just normal shorts, like normal workout shorts.
1980s Gym Fix marathon shorts?
No. Like 6-inch inseam.
I'm going to order you a pair right now.
I'll wear them.
I know you will.
Yeah, I'll wear whatever. I'll wear whatever you want, baby.
Nowhere near me.
I was talking to some people about doing some like run to lake or like power hike to lake type thing and like see. Because Jaren and I did one 2 or 3 years ago that was legit a 16-mile day.
Yeah, 8-mile day. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was in way worse shape back then.
Sure.
So.
No big deal now.
No.
45 minutes for you.
Chill. Super chill. Just sprint up that thing.
Just run up, catch a bunch of fish, run back.
Yeah. Be back for lunch.
There you go. There's your answer.
It's going to be fine, guys. Your favorite river might not be
your favorite river this summer.
But you're going to find a new favorite river.
You are.
Or a new favorite lake or a new favorite species.
And it won't last forever. Generally
whatever.
speaking, if we have a really, really dry year like this, we have a pretty good winter, generally speaking. I hate to think what it'll look like if we have another shitty winter.
Let's not even put that out there.
Everyone cross your fingers.
Yep. Let's not even put that out there.
But we'll try to keep you entertained in the meantime as well.
Yeah. We'll keep interesting stuff coming. Ideas. We're going to work on lots of ideas.
Better things.
Keep you
getting better.
Keep you guys going. Cool. Thanks. Peace. Bye.
Peace.
Bye. Shut the fuck up.